Hello, YouTube. Oh boy. Welcome to another hectic, crazy edition of As the Van Turns. I just got off work and I'm on my way to Walmart to pick up some necessary supplies, because if you've been following the news at all, then you'll know that Florida is about to possibly get hit by a Category 3 hurricane. I think Dorian is the name of the hurricane. They're expecting it to develop potentially up to Category 3 when it makes landfall in Florida. And it seems all the projected paths put it right here into landfall at the east coast of Central Florida, potentially even where I'm at right now at the Space Center area, which of course has everybody kind of freaking out. Not really, sort of. Mainly they're not freaking out, but they're trying to secure everything because it is a spaceport, and so the next couple days people are just trying to make sure everything's down tight, secured, and safe. Now fortunately, I don't think we have any spaceships sitting out, so that's one less thing to freak out about. But as for me, it is near the end of the month, so I asked the boss, what the plan was, if I'm supposed to keep coming in, and he said to go ahead and come back next week, although Monday is off because I guess it's a federal holiday or something. Yeah, I think Labor Day. So I'll be coming in on Tuesday, although they could end up calling me in earlier or later or whatever for hurricane cleanup. So there's always that potential that it's going to blow stuff all over, which has me kind of nervous because winds are expected to hit upwards of like 100 miles per hour or more. And good enough might not be good enough. I think even a brand new RV might not be good enough. But good enough is all flimsy, and just last night I was working on the overhead cab window, and I could see that it was all dry rotted. There's like nothing there. The only thing holding everything together is the vinyl plastic outside shell. So, and some insulation along the walls. I put in a couple of little sticks to kind of stabilize it a little bit, and I'm putting the panel on. I plan on trying to secure everything together, but it's super, super flimsy. And I know some of you are like, well, see, what we told you should have ripped everything apart and framed everything from scratch. Well, that still wouldn't help, We're talking 100 miles per hour or more, and I don't know if any of you have ever been through a hurricane. It's not like a constant wind. It'll even blow one way and then a second later blow the other way. So it's like whips you around. So, generally it'll hit on one side, and then sometimes you get tornadoes in the middle of it. See, the hurricane is kind of like steady wind and rain. It's just a big storm. But when you have a hurricane, what you actually have is a bunch of little tornadoes inside the hurricane. They form. And that's where a lot of the major damage occurs, is the tornadoes inside the hurricanes. So, and even without that, just super, super strong wind. I know in the RV, when we were having some of the storms we've been having, it was shaking the vehicle. The vehicle was like... Normally when I'm in a van and it's raining outside, it's really relaxing. But in an RV, when it's like raining crazy and the wind is blowing, it isn't relaxing. You can feel the RV doing this number. And me knowing that my RV structurally is a little bit on the weak side doesn't give me a lot of confidence. So, trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to finish up the RV, obviously, to make it a little bit more secure. debating if I want to evacuate and leave the RV, because, you know, it's supposed to hit on the weekend, but then I'd have to take off in the car, spend upwards of $500–600 to evacuate and then come back, assuming the RV is still intact. And then that's assuming I sleep in the van, and the van will make it. The van's got some issues right now. It's been leaking power steering fluid everywhere. It's like every day. That's why you hear going, if you have a Dodge Caravan, and it goes, that high-pitched whine you hear on the video sometimes. That's because the fluid is low, and the fluid is low because it keeps leaking and burning off. And I add more, and then it gets quiet and doesn't make the noise anymore. But once it trips again, it burns off again, and it smells like burning in here. And then it makes that whining sound. But anyhow, I don't know if this van would make it very far. You know, I commute back and forth to work quite a long distance, but to evacuate from the hurricane, we're talking like possibly 1,000 more miles to get out of here. So right now, I'm just heading over to Walmart because I'm going to be picking up some items that I need. I need to pick up an air compressor because the little one that I have for the van, I tried to use it and it keeps overheating and it's just not powerful enough. So I'm going to pick up a more powerful compressor. I was looking online to see what kind I need, and some of those compressors are like more than $200. It's just an air compressor. It's ridiculous. So I'm gonna pick one up if they have it there at Walmart or at Home Depot. If not at Walmart, I forget what the name of it is, but it's a recommended one for, you know, vehicles. It's like Rev Air or something like that, but I think it's like $70 or $80. That to me is very expensive. It's something I need to get because the tires on the RV are so low, you know, the air in it, they're actually rubbing against each other. Like, it has dualies in the back, and it's kind of flat, so you know how when a tire's flat, it spreads out? Well, the walls of the tires are rubbing, and I'm wondering if the tire could end up exploding, you know, because they're rubbing the inside where the two tires sit next to each other. They're both rubbing against each other, and I guess I've been driving it like that, which is super dangerous because the tire could split and, you know, basically explode. So I got to add some air, and I really need all new tires. Now Connie did send me enough money that I could get a whole new set of tires, but that could be super expensive. And if the RV doesn't even run that well, it doesn't make sense to spend a bunch of money on brand new tires. So I'm kind of holding off on that, although I'm keeping the money in case the RV does run better. Then, you know, the tires become something critical. But we've got that hurricane off the coast, and it's going to hit here in like this weekend. Right now, this is Wednesday. So it's supposed to hit Saturday, Sunday, I'm around there. So I'm going to try to get the compressor today, and when I tried to fill the air in the tires, I was freaking out because on dualies, it turns out the rear tire, you can't even find the stem, and then I found it, and it's inside a little hole, and you can't even reach it. So I was looking it up online on YouTube and found out there's a thing called like a valve extender that you need to put on there, and then they have this valve brace thingy that keeps it centered, you know, on the rear. They got the round thingy that goes on. So I gotta try to find that, because if you just put the extender on it, there's a chance it'll flop around and it can cut and then pop. And you're gonna leak air out. So, or I just screw the extender on, blow it up, and then unscrew the extender. That's another option. But really, I think you want to get that little rubber or plastic round thingy. If not, I might even make one temporarily, just to keep it in place. But yeah, so definitely need to try to get an affordable air compressor that's powerful enough to blow up the RV tires. And then, you know, I don't know if you know how complicated it seems like to do RV tires. They have cold air pressure, and then, what is it, regular air pressure. And they say the proper way to do it is to take the RV in and weigh it. lot more complicated than a car or a van. But I know it's so low right now that it's, the dualies are touching each other, and that shouldn't be happening. You know, the bottom of the dually, the tire touches the ground, it's spread out and rubbing against each other. It's not good. So I'm going to try to at least blow it up. Hopefully it hasn't been weakened and pops when I add more air, you know, put in more air pressure. Might sign up for AAA Plus, you know, or AAA RV before I do that, just in case. But I need to get that. So I need an extension, I need an air compressor, and what else is it that I needed? Need some water and some other supplies for the hurricane. I'm really planning on more than likely sitting it out in the RV through the hurricane. So this is really scary for me. Sitting out a Category 3 hurricane in a house is scary enough. Sitting out in an RV that has walls that are like flimsy. It's super scary. I'm going to talk to my wife about it. I could evacuate. I think she has to stay because of her job. But, you know, she's going to be at the hospital or whatever, or the clinic or wherever she works. Or, you know, at the house of the client. She's working like 3 different jobs. So she should be all right. Me, with the RV's kind of dangerous. I could take the van and go inland more, but the hurricane is projected to hit all the way across through Central Florida. So there's going to be a lot of traffic, it's going to be all messed up, and there's a chance that afterwards you might not be able to drive on the road for a while. So I think my best bet is to try to sit it out. I might even try to do a live broadcast for you guys so you can see what it's like being in an RV in a hurricane, Category 3 potentially. Praying that it diverts and turns, but all the projected paths on the different computer models show it pretty much hitting in Brevard County, central South Florida, East Coast, and possibly even straight at the Space Center. So, a little bit nervous. Thinking of what kind of foods I want to get to stockpile. I don't want to get too much, and I don't want to get too much cold stuff because there's a chance I'll lose power. Very high probability of losing power, and I don't know how long it's going to take them to restore power to the RV park. Oh, I think I might go ahead and pick up a generator. But, you know, those things are big and heavy, and my biggest concern is where to put it. You know, if I put it inside the RV, I have to keep moving it. And those things weigh a couple 100 pounds, I think. They're heavy. It's extremely heavy. And if I put it outside, somebody will steal it. My ideal solution would be to mount it to the rear hitch, you know, get some kind of thing to mount it on there. There's no time today, though. There's no time. But if you get it on there and then mounting it and then locking it, but somebody could just cut the lock and steal it. It takes them like 1 minute to cut a lock. So that's the concern about having a generator. Now, there's a slot where they have the Onan generator go, but I can't afford an Onan generator. Used, they're running like $1,000 to $2,000. Used. And I wouldn't even know how to install everything and get it all, you know, hooked up correctly. I think my best bet is just buying a generator. You know, I'm debating what size I want to get. The larger the size, the more useful it is, but the more heavy and bulky it is, and more expensive. But if I get a generator, the main reason is to get it so that the refrigerator can run and possibly even the air conditioning. That would be the point of getting the generator, but I don't even know how to work those things. There's a big learning curve, you know. Everything for me right now is new. Those of you with RV experience probably laughing because you know everything, but for me everything is new. Like even putting air into the RV tire, it's like, what the heck? How do you access the rear tire? You got to crawl underneath there? Now it turns out they had the stem facing this way, but it's inside one of the holes, and it's hard to find. And to blow up the air, I'm going to have to get some kind of the compressor with the pipe, rod that you push in and push down on or something. Make it easier to fill the air, because I had such a hard time using the bolt, the kind that you screw on. Because that's what I had for the one for the van. It did put air in it, but I had to keep shutting it off, run it 10 minutes and shut it off, run it 10 minutes and shut it off. So I need a more powerful air compressor. And then the issue is you can get one that runs off 12 volts, one off 120 volts. I'm going to get one off 12 volts because you might be out in the field somewhere and it's a little bit more difficult to generate 120 volts. You'd have to run an inverter and all sorts of crazy stuff. So it'd be better to get 12 volts. The 12 volt ones I saw in the pictures, they had like you just hook it up directly to a car battery or something, or an RV battery. So I don't know how long the connection cable is, but if it's not that long, I'll have to carry a portable battery to use. So or you take the battery that's inside little Bluetooth. Little Bluetooth still has her house battery. Take that out temporarily and use it to run the air compressor. So that's the big thing to get, other than just finishing up the RV and getting food, lots of water. See, the thing is, Brevard County, where I'm staying right now, the water has been contaminated. It's been like polluted or something. It stinks, their water source. So even though I have it filtered coming into the RV, I don't trust drinking it. Originally I was filtering that and using it to drink, but I think I got really sick. So I've been buying bottled water, which is kind of expensive. I could go to a water filter, one of those refill thingies, and try that. Supposedly that kills everything, and it's the same water sources what I get at the RV park, and I'm running mine through a filter. But they supposedly use a whole different process with the machine. I don't know what it does exactly, but I think it does more than just filtering. So I'll probably just go ahead and spend $1 per gallon roughly to buy, some water, and I'm gonna get about 4 gallons. I normally get 2 gallons, but I'm completely out right now, so I'll get 4 gallons just in case the stores are out of commission for a while. But also trying to figure out what to do if power goes out. I got my butane cooker so I can cook. I don't want to get too much frozen stuff. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I want to get any more meat or anything like that, because I don't want it to spoil. But at the same time, I'm actually out of food right now. So I might get a couple items. So I can cook it up, and then I can freeze it so that if power goes out, it'll at least last a day or two, 2 days, 3 days. But yeah, that's assuming the RV is still intact. I'm concerned about the walls blowing down, or the roof blowing off. See, the thing is, I've seen what hurricanes do around here to mobile homes. And mobile homes are poorly constructed, but better constructed than RVs. It's not exactly a confidence booster Because I've seen what they do to mobile homes. And when I worked as a handyman, we had that hurricane come through. It didn't even hit this area, but it went by. And we had all that hurricane damage I had to clean up. And, you know, I had to help them with the hurricane damage. Picking up all the pieces, putting things back together, fixing all the leaks. Just pray that the RV, good enough, holds together. But that's where I'm at right now. That's what I'm dealing with. Basically, just trying to play through my mind what I need. I need a valve stem extension. I need an air compressor. I need to try to get a generator. Oh, and I need a gas tank, and I need to get gas for the generator, and I need to figure out how it all works before I need it. So I'll look around and try to figure out what I need. I'm thinking that if I get a generator, I want to try to get one that will at least power a portable air conditioning unit. Not portable, but a window air conditioner. 5,000 BTU. Not that I have one or think I'll get one, but see, if the RV was completely done, I would get it to figure out where to mount it and make all the mounting things necessary and have it ready to go. But the RV has no room. Or maybe I'll just get one and put it in Little Blue too for storage for now. That might be an option. Getting an air conditioning unit, put in Little Blue too. Not installing, because I was planning on installing one in Little Blue anyways, as to show people how an air conditioner can be installed in a minivan. Maybe I might do that, because I was going to do that anyways for a project. But it'll be installed in Little Blue 2, or just stored in Little Blue 2 for now. And in case power goes out, and I can run the generator. But see, you're going to need a lot of gasoline. I don't know how fast those generators will burn through gasoline, how many gallons per day. Because see, when a hurricane hits, a lot of times roadways and stuff aren't fully open, you know, and stores and stuff are out of commission, including gas sometimes. So you could end up not having access to gasoline and things that you need. So I've got to play through my checklist in my head on what all I need. Maybe I'll do a video on that for those of you who are also prepping. But for me, the main thing I want to get is water. I want to get some dry type snacks. You know, I don't want to get too many fresh things because the refrigerator may go out of commission. And I just basically need to try to get that RV prepped and ready to go, because as long as it's still kind of ripped up and not fully assembled, it's even weaker. You know, as I assemble it, it should become quite a bit more strong and better able to handle a hurricane. Well, I have pretty much arrived at Walmart, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign out on this video. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Stay tuned as if you guys want to go shopping with me just to see what it looks like inside Walmart pre-hurricane. I see a lot of cars, so people are freaking out. There's a chance I might not even get any water, and even generators and all that are going to be gone off the shelf. People are buying all this stuff now because it's they always do this. People always panic when there's going to be a hurricane. So I need to try to get it before they're all gone. It might already be all gone as far as generators. That's kind of a problem. Anyhow, well, stay tuned and we'll see what happens. In the meantime, if you could send prayers this way, I'd sure appreciate it. And if you are in Florida and can in a van and can evacuate, you might want to do so. And you might want to do so over the next day or two before the weekend, because it's going to get crazy on the weekend.